Shalom to all. We give thanks to every listener who has journeyed with us through this exploration. Your attention honors the tradition. Your presence keeps these ancient words alive. If this series has moved you, illuminated you, or opened new questions, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others. Your engagement helps us create more content like this, deep dives into sacred texts, thoughtful examinations of prophecy and history, reflections that bridge ancient wisdom and contemporary life. Every subscription, every like, every share extends the reach of these teachings. Now we turn to our final section. We have traced the prophecies across centuries. Jeremiah's warnings, Daniel's calculations, the rabbi's diagnoses, the mystic's illuminations. We have mapped the destructions, followed the exiles, witnessed the transformations. Now we turn inward. For the ultimate meaning of temple prophecy is not historical prediction, but spiritual instruction. Not merely what will happen, but how we must become. The destruction of the temple is not past event, but present mirror. Each of us carries Jerusalem within, sacred center under siege, walls breached by cynicism, altar profaned by compromise, divine presence withdrawing when we make ritual without righteousness. The prophets speak to our internal landscape. Jeremiah warning against trusting deceptive words. Ezekiel watching the glory depart from hearts grown cold. Daniel calculating the weeks of our own repair. This final section offers 4 reflections on the hidden light released when vessels break, on the courage to rebuild within while acknowledging ruins, on the ladder of ascent through descent, on the eternal cornerstone beneath all our building. These are not conclusions, but invitations to discover that destruction can be transformation, that exile contains the letters of redemption, that the Shekinah dwells now not in stone, but in soul, waiting only our opening. We move from scholarship to spirit, from history to hope, from analysis to aspiration. The prophecies we have studied become the prophecy we must live. The promise that what falls can rise, what scatters can gather, what hides can be revealed. The temple's destruction, fully understood, becomes the temple's eternal presence, distributed, democratized, waiting in every heart to be built again. Deep inspiration and reflection, the hidden light of destruction. There is a mystical teaching that the destruction of the temple released a hidden light into the world. The Zohar speaks of Ohr Ha-Ganuz, the primordial light that was concealed at creation, reserved for the righteous in the world to come. Some masters taught that when the stones of the temple fell, this light scattered into the souls of Israel, into every Jew who would ever live in exile. This is not mere consolation, but transformation. The destruction that seemed to diminish divine presence actually expanded it. Where once the Shekinah dwelled between the cherubim in a single place, now it dwells in every heart that opens to receive it. The prophet Ezekiel saw the glory depart in stages: threshold, east gate, Mount of Olives. But the mystics saw it entering the exile itself, traveling with the refugees to Babylon, to Rome, to Spain, to Poland, to every corner of dispersion. The Hebrew Galut, exile, contains the letters of Geulah, redemption, rearranged. The same letters, the same divine energy, differently configured. This is the profound mystery. Destruction is not absence, but redistribution. Not ending, but transformation. The temple's physical destruction released its spiritual essence into the world, making every synagogue a holy of holies, every prayer a sacrifice, every study session a service at the altar. The light that was concentrated became diffused, The presence that was contained became universal. This is the hidden gift of catastrophe. It breaks the vessels that confined infinite light, allowing it to reach where it could not reach before. The courage to rebuild within, the deepest reflection on temple prophecy, concerns the architecture of the soul. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov taught that each person must build the temple within themselves, not as metaphor, but as spiritual reality. The Yetzer Hara, evil inclination, is the destroyer. The Yetzer Hatov, good inclination, is the builder. Every day we face our own Jerusalem under siege, our values attacked by cynicism, our compassion besieged by indifference, our faith assaulted by doubt. The prophet's warnings apply not only to ancient Israel, but to the microcosm of the self. When we prioritize external show over internal substance, when we maintain religious form while violating ethical content, we destroy our inner temple. Yet the promise applies as well. I will restore your judges as at first, and your counselors as at the beginning. Isaiah 1:26. This restoration is possible because the divine blueprint, the Tavnit shown to David and Solomon, remains etched in the soul's deepest structure. The courage to rebuild requires acknowledging destruction, not denying the ruins, not pretending the walls were not breached, but standing amid the ashes and hearing the still, small voice that asks, "What are you doing here?" 1 Kings 19:13. Elijah at Horeb, surrounded by wind, earthquake, and fire, found God in silence. We too, surrounded by the noise of destruction, must cultivate inner silence to hear the rebuilding command. The temple's destruction teaches that sacred space is not secure, that divine presence requires partnership, that the covenant is not automatic but dynamic. This is the courage of faith, to rebuild knowing the structure may fall again, to plant trees whose fruit we may not eat, to educate children for a world we will not see, to pray for restoration while living in ruins. The ladder of ascent through descent. Jacob's dream at Bethel, the ladder reaching heaven with angels ascending and descending, provides the paradigm for understanding temple destruction. The ladder's base rests on earth. Its top reaches heaven. Movement is in both directions. The temple was such a ladder. The sacrifices ascended as smoke. The divine blessing descended as presence. When the ladder was broken, the angels did not cease their movement. They simply moved differently. The descent into exile became itself an ascent to deeper understanding. The Babylonian Talmud, created in the land of the destroyers, exceeds the Jerusalem Talmud in scope and authority. The Piyutim, liturgical poems of medieval Ashkenaz composed amid persecution, achieve heights of mystical beauty impossible in the temple's shadow. The Zohar, revealed in 13th century Spain, illuminates what the priestly service concealed. This is the paradox of sacred history. The lowest points generate the highest revelations. The psalmist wrote from exile, "By the rivers of Babylon we sat and wept," Psalm 137. Yet those tears watered the tradition that would survive Babylon's fall. The descent forces us to find new ladders, to discover that heaven is reached not only through stone and gold, but through word and spirit. The temple's destruction teaches humility. We do not control the channels of grace. We do not possess the divine. We cannot guarantee sacred space through architecture alone. Yet, it also teaches hope. The ladder may be hidden but not removed. The angels continue their service in different guise. The ascent continues through descent. This is the faith that sustained 20 centuries. Not that the temple would never fall again, but that falling itself could become flying, that burial could become birth, that the darkest exile could generate the brightest light. The reflection here is on resilience. Not mere survival, but transformation. Not passive endurance, but active creation from catastrophe. The eternal cornerstone and living memory. The final reflection returns to the foundation stone. The even Hashetia, the rock from which the world was founded. The place where Abraham bound Isaac, where Jacob dreamed, where David prayed, where Solomon built, where the Holy of Holies stood. This stone was not destroyed. It remains covered, hidden, waiting. The Muslims built the dome of the rock over it. The Jews pray toward it. The world argues over it. Yet its true significance is symbolic. The foundation cannot be destroyed because it is not merely physical. It is the point where time and eternity meet, where human aspiration touches divine promise, where memory becomes prophecy. Every Jew who recites the Amidah stands on this stone. Every prayer for restoration participates in its hidden power. The stone teaches that what is most essential is often most concealed, that the visible temple was always the garment of an invisible reality, that the destruction of the garment reveals rather than eliminates the body. The eternal cornerstone is the promise itself. I will be their God, and they will be my people. Jeremiah 31:33. This promise survived the first temple's destruction, the second temple's destruction, 2,000 years of exile, the Holocaust, and continues into the present moment. The reflection here is on the nature of covenantal time, not linear but spiral, not progressive but recursive. Each destruction containing the seed of restoration, each exile the map of return. The temple prophecies are not merely predictions, but invitations. Invitations to participate in the ongoing story of divine-human relationship, to add our chapter to the book that began with Abraham and continues through us. The deepest inspiration is this: we are not passive recipients of prophecy, but active fulfillers, not mourners at a grave, but builders of what will rise, carriers of the hidden light, climbers of the invisible ladder, standing on the eternal cornerstone, singing with the psalmist. I rejoiced when they said to me, "Let us go to the house of the Lord." Psalm 122. Knowing that the house is already built in the heart, and our journey toward it makes it real.